instead. We should have impuled raw stream for like a arc of that thing. That way we could keep a copy of it, which is essentially what I was doing before. Pour some water. Those will need to change, but I want to push on this API from not the inside but the outside. So here we need to store this. Piggy raw stream. Then a lot of clone. Right, go. Seems fine. And here, create stream DB mutations. create a new stream and return it. So we're actually creating a new one. Where's this pulled from? Mutate DB and stream changes. So this gives us the stream back. Interesting. Test context. Is that the only place that's actually used? Yeah. So in this case, we need a sender. We could just clone whatever sender we have in there. Let's try that. Raw stream. What is public on raw stream? Nothing. Let's add a couple functions real quick. Oh, function. This will be that seems okay. Send to DB lifecycle event. So for this, Context is good. I'm not done with Piggy. It's not gonna work. Off the raw stream. Oh, because raw stream isn't the right type. Raw stream here. This is still in Piggy. What are we doing? Hmm. Oh, because we didn't implement that for that. Raw stream implemented it for arc. Which means our self raw stream should be an arc. What does this get called? Oh, does this not get called? Bull create to a streamer. Is this actually used? It must be. Okay. But I'm not seeing stream this being used. Regardless. Arc. Okay, good. No longer async that end. It's not the same type that it was before. Okay, so if we have a receiver stream, I want to be able to get basically fake this being returned. This case. Why did we clone that? Essentially, we just want to return what's in there. Okay, let's do that. Do that. Stop it. These little hovering things get annoying sometimes. Okay, receiver's being returned. Why do we clone stream here? This just doesn't make sense. Look, dude, we go back one. Where is this being used? This. Hmm. Is that a member of that trait? Sense. So you need to get a receiver stream. This one, though, is what we're implementing and didn't finish it. Why is this even an RX there? We are supposed to be sending. Is this the only error? Unused variables. Ah, it's Iggy. To get that done. Some to-dos there. A number of to-dos for actual prod. or even just running it locally. Okay, well, that's good. Let's get the tests built up, and then we can fill this in later. Look at that. Okay. Just too much warnings, errors here. At least we're consistent. Right, stream error. Very complex type use. Thank you. Appreciate the concern. Bard expression implements the required traits. Hey, let's borrow for okay. We borrow it for some other reason? No. Here. Nice. Can't do that. Hey, Clippy, you're wrong on this one, I believe. Because in this case, we need the return types to be send, but we can't use the other macro to do that. There we go. Unused result that must be used. We're going to leave that one. I think we've been working in this code here. We'll come back to it. Oh, there we go. Some equal. Gets rid of those three and those. And ordering. Fast. Good. Sorry for the lack of chatter today. I'm just still under the weather. Let's see. Here. Bump it up for the stream. Keys ordering. Just that test. That's fine. Okay, we've got some to-dos there in Iggy. That's expected. Okay. Iggy, I don't think we implemented everything. This guy here is not implemented. It's fine. Okay. Added a couple traits too, and arguably that's the most important piece. See, I don't think this actually works. And I'm on mute again. Going back, we have mutate. Mutate goes to record a transaction in here somewhere. We need to take the transaction chunks and convert them into messages that can be sent. Okay. Where am I putting tests for this? I don't think I am. Process transaction stream. I see. So essentially, I was putting it with the other tests. I believe they didn't replicate. Yeah. Some here. Wherever test context is used. Is there any other use of test context? This one? No, just replicate. Okay. Hmm. In this case, we're trying to stream the database lifecycle event. And in this case, that's database streamer. Huh. Why does this not work? How do I comment that out? Yeah, good morning. Let's see. I'm gonna go for this. Sviatik, how are you? And thank you for the follow. Right, so, not as interested in this test right here at the moment. I'm more interested in. No, not like that. I want this. Test. I don't want the life cycle events. Do I need to have them? Yeah, I might. We'll see. Don't care about this. Oh, wait. I was changing stream database updates to use the new thing, wasn't I? Stream database transaction updates here. So yeah, that uses that. That's right. Here and mutate and stream. And mutate the database. We create messages. It's a pros message, okay. Hold message, receive. No, we don't want a received message. I actually want to have it go through the system. Okay. Let's delete this. Mutate database. Okay. It's fine. I wonder if we could actually use some more of the other code for this. Probably not. Essentially, what I'm trying to do is this function here, record transaction. So we need to send a transaction chunk. Oh, interesting. All right. Turned so that it lives longer. Really? Oh. All right, so what does mutate expect in a transaction chunk? We have the pages. This transaction ID is different than the others. Basically just a stream of those. And at the moment, we should be storing those in our key value store. So it would be nice to get this working end to end in the test. Here we call mutate database. Pages. Yeah, it doesn't look like this test actually requires sled. Where else does mutate database get called? One place in replicate. Test partial fetch. Database, okay. We do set everything in the in data archive. Ooh. Essentially, we want to change mutate database from writing directly here. We want to call through and have it set this way. Arguably, these tests are no longer just for replicate. Maybe we should move them? A little bike shedding first, yeah. No, let's focus. Surprised how we just have one test that's using this. Well, two, because it's used indirectly. All right. Hopefully this works. We'll see how it goes. Man, I don't like being sick. Sinus pressure. Not fun. I was curious about something. Let's see. Nothing found. Ooh, that's bright. Oh, that's better. Says there are 7. Interesting. No way. I love Antler. Antler's awesome. Hmm. Yak, that's a long time ago. And I used Yak, well, Bison and Lex. I think Yak was in there at some point. That was forever ago. Never heard of him in here. Oh, interesting. Oh, you finished. Let's bring this over here. Look at that. We got some yellow, some green, a lot of red. I'm seeing red. You know what I'm saying? All right. This lead is interesting. So mostly the error codes that aren't covered. Error, yeah, error. Oh, oh, and range keys. Interesting. Batch put. Okay, yeah, missing just a bunch of stuff. I don't know that I ever properly did delete something. All right, that's fair. So at the moment, mutate has 0 tests. I'd like to increase that while increasing, well, while changing the way that the replicate tests actually function so that they actually use each other. Well, so that the tests exercise both mutate and replicate. Maybe we do take it upon ourselves to bump the tests out of replicate to a higher level. The settings, nobody cares. Iggy doesn't get run in tests. Yeah. And where is, let's say, data plane, log changes. These are important here. Mutation handler. Hmm. Interesting. I think I have enough of the pieces to actually run tests end to end by having data plane looking for changes that happen inside the VFS. They get streamed to mutate and then are available in replicate. So I certainly didn't have all the pieces when I was building the first half of this. It's there now. That would be kind of nice. So maybe instead of changing these replicate tests, start to build out new tests which will replace the replicate tests. They use mutate, data archive, the VFS. Kind of like kind of like the gauntlet tests. right? We would absolutely have an issue with this. Okay, so the downside is we can't use the VFS in these tests up here, which is why we have Gauntlet. That onion. Well, thank you. I'm doing some I love, you know. Huh. Red means bad? What did I do? Oh, well, quite frankly, it was all red before, but now some of it is yellow and green. You actually have to get to 99% for it to turn green. Oh, I guess that's incorrect. 99 point something. Oh, no, no, no. 100% for green. 90%. Hey, let's see. That's yellow at 84%. I don't know what the limits are. Let's just say it that way. 80% gets you yellow. But it also means fast. That's right. That's right. So we want yellow or greater. And I'm taking a moment to just think about testing the system. And in order to have kind of an end-to-end test, I would need to fake the VFS communication, which is doable. That is very doable. Okay. Yeah. And that would get us basically testing end to end. If I just fake out the VFS part. Okay. Where do we put these tests? They're kind of integration tests. We're reaching kind of deep into, goodness, a number of crates. Where would our, say, how do you do, figure that out once, integration tests. I feel like Gauntlet is a integration test suite. And let's take a look at Gauntlet. And child, this is not, it's not the one I wanted. Gauntlet. Tests? No. So I can have a lib. Okay. Binary is, this is the test, so our integration tests. And you ask how this works on the top level? Absolutely. So, sorry for the little flash there, but this is not able to be dark. This is our systems diagram. We have an internet load balancer, right? That could be whatever, AWS, Google Cloud load balancers, doesn't matter. We have our own proxy. The proxy knows about the state of the system, cluster management. Proxy will send mutation requests to the applications, read requests to the applications. Different boxes do different things. This box in this example is a mutation box, and this one's a read box. When a mutation comes through, our VFS plugin detects the SQLite database change, notifies data plane, which then fetches the changes, sends them to data archive. Data archive stores them in the long-term storage, streams them through Iggy, the other half of data archive, which forwards on the data to data plane, which makes the same mutation to the SQLite database on the other side. The VFS on the other side knows basically if it's a reader or a writer via communicating with data plane, and so it can stop mutations from happening if the app on the reader does attempt to write to the database. And basically what I'm talking about doing at the moment is setting up a test that encompasses the system, except we cannot test the VFS in this. Because of the way the VFS works, it will not work correctly in in an integration test. Basically, you have to have the VFS loaded up in separate processes. Which, yeah, okay, I guess that does work, doesn't it? Huh. Okay. Yeah, maybe this will all just. If we do put the tests in into Gauntlet, that might work just fine. But I don't want the tests in Gauntlet. Gauntlet is a pain to run. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Oh, remote's never called. Interesting. Okay. So Gauntlet at the moment. It's interesting that we don't see the test code here for Gauntlet. This is a good thing. So we don't really need test coverage for tests. There's Gauntlet. Gauntlet. So I would want something here. What do we want to call it? Um, I don't know, some end-to-end test. Sure. Moment, we do spawn a five-fold listener, but we wouldn't want that for these tests because we would actually want to start up data plane to be able to receive that. I guess we could change all of these to send data to data plane. Hmm. Gauntlet was designed very much to only target our VFS. And I'm a little foggy headed this week. It's cold. Cloudy. Spawn FIFO listener. Because that could be this code over here. Well, not this code, but where would it be? It would be data plane FIFO, something like this. Here, creates a named pipe, create the FIFO, set up the listener, and have someplace to send it. So it could set up data plane running at the same time. Have as much control. And I would like the test closer to the actual code. I feel like setting up these integration tests is a good idea, but not yet. So I should likely do something similar to what, oh, where is it? Replicate's doing. Um, Something similar to this, but do it for mutate. What are we missing in replicate? Error, fine. Error, fine. Is that it? Okay, some error bits, and then status update. Yeah, this isn't used at all at the moment. I think I'm convinced. We'll make the changes and mutate. We won't do these tests in replicate. These tests here are actually trying to increase code coverage for those errors that we were seeing that weren't covered. We'll come back to these at a future time. Now, on text, as a replicate tests, context, etc., we should probably set something up for mutate. It's going to look somewhat similar, but should be specialized to the other one. I a bunch of code in here that, no, okay. Mutate, folder, tests. What would we like to test? We need to set up the server. This actually feels like it's a much lighter set of tests that we would have in here. Luca, thank you for the follow. And Pack72, thank you for the follow. So if we set up a server, call this function with some transaction chunks that we craft, we would then check to see if it was stored into sled correctly. I'm a little concerned at the moment that replicate was trying to do too much. At least I was pushing it to do too much towards the end there with some mutate, this mutate database, etc. Oh, so we're going to need a server set up. We need that spawned. We need Iggy, or rather Piggy set up, and sled storage. So most of this is going to be identical. Except this context is really focused on the replicate side. So the mutations are faked, but the reads are correct. The other side of this, the mutations are correct and the reads are faked or tested. You get the idea. Okay. Let's comment that. Well, hold on a sec. Does this cargo? Let's just Wrong way. We'll see. I know I need sled storage. Need the debeaster? I don't know about that. There's actually I'm just gonna grab this one here. Oh, save. It's the I. Huh. I wonder what's with the underscores here. Oh, it's not included anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I know. At the end of mutate, we actually want to incorporate that. There's a special path. Where's that? Mod context. Interesting. Not focusing so much on this up here. Let's comment it out. You never looked much into replication. If you needed a cluster, it would have to be something ready, like Zalando's Postgres Kubernetes deployment, right? But it's mainly due to wanting to avoid failure, and someone smarter than you already has it configured right. uh, so my goal here, I'm going to load up the architecture diagram again. So watch your eyes. Here it comes. Is that I want to be able to post things globally fast, right? Fast reads everywhere in the world. I want it easy to build on. That is SQLite. It's super easy to build on. You don't have to worry about like n+1s because it's right there on the box. There's no round trip to the database server. You're not dumping milliseconds. You're dumping microseconds if you have an n+1. We're going to favor read besides and point in time DB recovery. So I don't know. And it seemed like something that was reasonable to accomplish. Um, it's been a fun learning experience as well, which is one of my goals with the stream. I want to try to push myself. You know, I want to be challenged. So let's do the import dance here. Yeah, we'll import that. Import arc. Replicate server. Interesting. Does mutate have a server? It does. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Goodness. Mutate server. Stream Piggy. This is import stream from. No, this is crate stream. Or just list it as crate stream. Or we do Piggy. That's a better one to import. Zetacron. Happy Wednesday. So we have Piggy, we mutate. Okay, that's pretty much set up. Add the service. Now, in this case, okay, we'll come back to that one. Create connection, client, archive. Ooh, that was in here, wasn't it? Oh, this context. Great connection. Oh, come on, just import it. Import it. Oh, create async create. So this endpoint isn't actually used. Whenever I come in here and look at this, I'm like, oh man, the tests are gonna bomb because they'll be connecting to the wrong ones. But it doesn't use that. It actually uses this duplex stream that's passed in. Huh. Oh, Zenacron, you're describing my life. Everything's wanted yesterday. No. Part of keeping my sanity is actually, doing the stream. Because I feel like I have control over a little part of my coding lifetime here. You know, and having that little bit of control really does a lot for my mental state. Why can't the other one see this? Replicate. Okay, let's see. Right now, I just want to create. Oh, replicate. What is it? Tests. Context. Create connection. Oh, module test is private. Okay. Let's replicate. Hub. Create. Huh. Time to start streaming as well then. Yeah, the other thing I found is making myself exhausted with weightlifting also helps with the stress. But I kind of fall in and out of that. Sweet dudes. Oh, times. Replicate tests. It should be right here. Use hub. Hub use. Oh, I'm gonna hate myself later for that. Oh, there we go. There it is. Work with your mind, rest with your hands. You tried streaming programming once. We had a horrible time with backseat coders. Since you did not want to be rude about it, you went on weird tangents. Ah, yes. Triggers to close the chat window. Hmm. I do constantly get distracted, but sometimes I'm able to. Well, okay. Also, I am not in a good head state this week because of this cold and the sinus pressure. Some other days I'm able to focus quite a bit better. And sometimes I just want to chat. Server. Does it not like server? Reverb data archive. Oh, this should be different. It's not data archive. This is data proto, data stream, reverb data stream server. No, I think it's that. There we go. What do I need an archive DB for? Also, I don't have the chat up on the stream, and that actually helps me quite a bit because I have to look at a different monitor. So if I'm focused, I don't see it, and I'll go for minutes without responding to a question or coming off mute. Add archive DB. Check some DB. I don't know that we need that. Oh, it doesn't want to add that for me. That's too bad. Tempter, client, shard. I don't think we need shard. Client, or what's client over here? Reverb data archive client. Okay. Which, yeah, this will be goodness. Proto client. Reverb data stream client channel. I don't know what channel is. Is it a tonic transport channel? Let's hope. Code maxing, yes. Okay. Server. We don't. Where is server? Oh, no. We spawned server off. We don't need server. What else do we have? Rid of server. Do we need shard? We'll add shard if we need shard. Client and tempter. I already did client. Type mismatch. Oh, okay. Oh, of course, because this returns the other type. Okay, let's undo all of our pub create stuff and make one of these. It returns the right type of client. Data stream client. Should be data stream client. Thank you tab. Deflex stream import done. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have our create connection now. Now to move this. Go into replicate, remove this. element needs to be pub. All right, we've got about 25 more minutes here. I gotta get to work. So far, that looks pretty good. This can be quiet there. All right. Now let's go back to mutate and create one of these. Oh, Tokyo test probably, yes. Tokyo test. Flavor multi-threaded, always multi-threaded. And this is, say, it's happy path for something, don't know what yet. Huh. Is it not public? Odd context. That's not. Nope. Sounds good. So we have our context. Nice. Now, what we are looking to do is call this function, right? Process transaction stream, which gets called by record transaction. I think it's fair for us to have unit tests, but I also want us to have these, I don't know, they're like halfway between unit and integration tests. If I'm testing a server and I want to get as much as possible, it's actually revealed things previously. What was it? A stream was dropped in response and everything just died suddenly. So, very useful. Very useful. Data, reverb data stream, okay. Record transaction. So we want to send, we want to record a transaction. We want to call that. And we want to send a transaction chunk. So we're going to fake out the sending half of this to make sure that this side writes properly. And then we will check the stream that comes out the other end and the data that's stored in KV. Generate, oh, a random name. No. Generate, um, what's the, it's called, oh, way too much in here. Record, was it? Record transaction. Okay. Now, we are not going to be creating a database. There's something like that unwrap. We would need to pass into it this transaction chunk. So we need a streaming client to send that. Okay, let's see how we create that request. We're just going to do that here and then possibly move portions of it into the record transaction request. No math method. There we go. No method. What do we have in context? We have client. Hmm. Okay, good. So this actually has to be a stream. That doesn't work there. So record transaction once. Is this the generated code? Yeah. Into streaming request. It has messages of this kind. Sammy Codes, thank you for the follow. All right, about 15 more minutes. Into streaming request. What is this? Type message into streaming request. And this is impuled on what? Oh, it's on request. Okay. That doesn't seem right, though. Unless the request itself is it like the message is a stream. So let's implement it on that. Where T, yes, T is a stream of send and stuff. Okay. Got it. We have a request, but this should be a stream. Let's toss that up there for a minute. Let's just comment that out. It's distracting. Now this was Future Score stream, which I believe is the same export. Tokyo stream. Need to pour some more hot water. So we'll get that streaming request set up. I think same stream is exported in Tokyo Stream, which is what I'm using. Well, let's verify. Re-exports, yes, good. Send in static. Self the message. Self the message is what? Message is transaction chunk. Okay. No, it's into just streaming request. Goodness. Okay. Oh, but that's not a stream. Not stream equals that. Okay, now our stream does implement stream. It's a receiver stream. Into streaming request. Okay. Now it's only if they're in scope. Boom, got it. Can't be mutable. Sure. I feel like here we should pass the chunks in. Actually, do the wrappers have some other kind of stream? If you stream. Unbounded receiver stream, which is what we're using. You use the receiver stream if it's not unbounded. Line stream. Oh, oh, that'll work. Okay. Or transaction request. Actions vector of or slice. Doesn't matter. Oh, thank you. I want to do that afterwards, which means I need to spawn this, the record transaction piece. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If we need to, we'll do that. We could return the result of this and just rely on the fact that we sent everything that we needed to. Hmm. Or we do it this way. We return TX. If we return TX, then the caller can send whatever transactions they want. We don't have to get involved. I'm sure we'll rename that. Let's come back down here. Record transaction request here. Let transaction TX equals that. Ah, but we don't get this result. Ah, I would like that result. This won't work. Let's change this back to a unit for a moment. what this is. What is this transaction result? Oh, that's right. It's nothing. It's basically saying you're fine. But if there was an error, I would want to see the error. Okay. So the response, much more of a response. Let me compare on that. Response.code. We don't have anything on that. Our type is really just empty. I mean, we could check that it just equals that, but what's the point if the compiler does that? Oh, no, we had metadata, didn't we? Interesting. Hmm. Let's see what happens. Dog wins out. And I should probably stop. The compiler does that. It's something I'd like to hear more often throughout your professional life, right? I gotta get running, guys. So, gotta get ready for work. Who shall we raid today? Yeah, happy Wednesday, everyone. Probably see you tomorrow. Till next time. Bye bye.